I don't want to fight anymore. How do I say that to Carol? After all she's been through. After all we've been through. Be the worst sort of betrayal, wouldn't it? To give up. Crumble under the pressure. To be defeated by one's own cowardice. I mean, every marriage has their stresses and strains. One of ours was a biggie. We always knew we wanted a few years just for us, you know. Do big trips. Be spontaneous. We also knew we wanted to start a family. Carol had it all mapped out. 2 girls and a boy, she said. Amy, Emily and Zach. It's the same with the wedding. Seen it in her mind's eye forever. So I kind of just sat back and let it wash over me. My brother Gary was best man. He turned the tables while making an emotional speech. He's usually the joker. Can be relied upon for a tawdry tale. Everyone was moved. He said we seemed to have it all. He was thrilled for us. And envious of what we had and what was to come. Everyone saw a different side of him. And he sort of just vanished. Until our crisis. What was to come wasn't the bed of roses he'd imagined. No one could have imagined this. At first, the problem was conceiving at all. And Carol, should I say we, had 2 miscarriages. It's hard to know the ownership of these things. Sometimes I feel peripheral. It's a joint venture, but Carol seems like the senior partner. I want to have the same level of investment. To pass to Treddy's will be dangerous. Too clinical, removed, no, that isn't appropriate. Too cheery, well, that would be insensitive. To share in the sorrow, that's as if to disregard the physical bond. We were already in choppy waters. So when some well-meaning friends and family piped up with support and suggestions, we just kind of shrunk away from each other. It was around that time that Gary was back on the scene. He'd only been in Manchester, and somehow his single life no longer gelled with what we were up to. He made no effort to meet up, or even call. It was Gary who met Carol first. He's 2 years younger than me. Always could get round Mum and Dad. I was the responsible older brother, supposed to be looking out for the cheeky young cub. Wore a bit thin when I went to university, and his escapades were paraded around like harmless mischief. Gary did an apprenticeship at a local engineering firm. He seemed to buckle down. They really loved him at Parsons. But just like our parents, forgave him time and again when he turned up late or worse for wear or threw a sickie. Anyway, Gary was going out with this girl called Linda. When I came home from uni, he'd set me up with a friend of hers called Carol. I nearly didn't go. Gary's taste in women could be earthy, so I have very low expectations of Carol. It never occurred to me that she might have the same fear about meeting Gary's older brother. Maybe it was that mutual suspicion and apprehension that made it work, but we really hit it off. I seem to remember Gary and Linda broke up later that summer. No, he didn't let the grass grow. Gary always said he'd hate to be restricted to one flavour of ice cream. I always thought that was a dig at Carol and me when we got engaged, but I think he got a glimpse of something different. Oh, he's turned up trumps now. Now that we have Mark. I didn't know it was going to be a boy ahead of time, so I did not to check. After the 24-week scan, chose to paint the spare room a colour Carol calls mocha. Buy a car seat and a cot. It was a difficult labour. Went past the point of caesarean. Don't know what happened exactly, but Mark has severe cerebral palsy. We've become experts in CP in the 5 months since he arrived. Also become legal experts. Experts in fighting for Mark's life, his rights, his best future. Experts in holding the hospital to account. And Gary's at the forefront of it all. Undrained. Useless. Finding any excuse to slink away. He and Carol seem to draw strength from each other. I'm a man already bereaved. And she can sense my disloyalty. That I want. I want Mark. To slip away. Doctors say is most likely. Yeah. He's our first little boy. And I do love him. I love him in a way that wants to save him from more intervention. And to save me. Complete honesty. Me too. I just want our life back. But Carol's all set, creating a new life that's all about fighting for Mark. I don't want to fight anymore.